Welcome back, everyone. One of the many major problems with the Quran is that it claims to affirm the scriptures of the Jews and the Christians. However, of course, in reality, it contradicts them. This makes the author of the Quran look ignorant, as if he didn't actually know what the Torah and Gospel were. Rather than admit the Quran contradicts the Torah and Gospel, which it claims to affirm, Muslims over the centuries have been forced to select from a number of solutions. Here are a few. Solution 1: the author of the Quran is ignorant. This solution is as unacceptable for Muslims as it is obvious to everyone else. Solution 2: the Quran is talking about a different Torah and Gospel, which, confusingly, go by the same names that had been in use for centuries prior. The Quran's Torah and Gospel were present in the 7th century, but then disappeared without a trace. So don't even bother looking for them. Solution 3: the Bible is corrupted. The only uncorrupted parts of the Torah and Gospel that are left are the parts that agree with the Quran and Islamic tradition as a whole. Regarding the third solution, I have numerous relevant videos in my Bible and Quran playlist. You can check those out. Obviously, the third option, that the Bible is corrupted, has been extremely influential. Far from being anecdotal, here's a typical example of how pervasive this polemic is. I was recently challenged about my claim that the Quran permits prepubescent intercourse with little girls. After referring again, as I have many times before, to numerous Muslim commentators to prove my point, Hisham agreed. Then he tried to defend Surah 65:4 from other angles. After failing in his defense, he reached for Old Faithful, responding, "The Bible is not preserved." Now, I didn't show you his comments to embarrass him, so don't take it that way. He seems like a nice person who is trying to defend his religion with the tools that Muslim apologists have given him. In other words, he doesn't have much to work with. And his comment is a constant refrain, as many of us know, in the Muslim world. The Bible is corrupted. It has to be. Otherwise, the Quran would be wrong, and its author ignorant. But the problem remains. Every time the Quran mentions the Torah and Gospel, it has nothing but praise for them. Yet, they're supposed to be corrupted. That is why many Muslims will turn to one particular hadith. Many of us know it well. Ibn Abbas said, "O Muslims, how do you ask the people of the scriptures? Though your book, which was revealed to his prophet, is the most recent information from Allah, and you recite it, the book that has not been distorted. Allah has revealed to you that the people of the scriptures have changed with their own hands what was revealed to them, and they have said, as regards their changed scriptures, this is from Allah, in order to get some worldly benefit thereby." Ibn Abbas added, "Isn't the knowledge revealed to you sufficient to prevent you from asking them? By Allah, I've never seen any one of them asking Muslims about what has been revealed to you." From this hadith, we can distill a couple of important points. First, the rhetorical question, "How do you ask the people of the scriptures?" implies that Muslims should not ask the people of the scriptures. This is confirmed by the later statement, "Isn't the knowledge revealed to you sufficient to prevent you from asking them?" 2. The Quran is the most recent information from Allah, presumably containing a substantial update, which supersedes the Torah and Gospel. And 3. The scriptures of the Jews and Christians have been distorted. For the third claim, again, I reference you to my playlist in the description box on Bible and Quran, but there's something noteworthy about these first 2 points. Any Muslim will say that a hadith that contradicts the Quran should be rejected, and this hadith contradicts the Quran. Let's address the second point first. The Quran sees itself not as something that updates the Torah and Gospel, but as something that affirms them. The Quran never claims to be the most recent revision of Allah's revelation. I'll just give you a couple of examples. Surah 3:3 says that the messenger of the Quran received revelation, which confirms that which came before it. Surah 692 says that the book, here referring to the Quran, confirms that which was before it. If the Quran was supposed to be the most recent revision, superseding or correcting the corrupted Torah and Gospel, the author of the Quran did not know that. Surah 5:43 asks how they will make the messenger of the Quran their judge when they have the Torah. Surah 5:47 says, "Let the people of the Gospel judge by the Gospel." In these verses, the Quran has the opportunity to present itself as superior to the Torah and Gospel, but it does not. Now let's recall the first point that we distilled from this hadith, which also contradicts the Quran. The hadith clearly discourages Muslims from consulting the people of the book. However, the messenger of the Quran himself is addressed in Surah 1094, which reads, "If you are in doubt about what we have sent down to you, ask those who have been reciting the book before you." According to scholars cited in the study Quran, those who recite the book in this verse refers to Jews and Christians. Even more clear is Surah 393, where the Torah is seen as an arbiter of truth. Far from telling Muslims not to consult the people of the book, the Quran commands its messenger to ask the people of the book. And of course, the Gospel is said to confirm the Torah, which is why the author of the Quran believes that the messenger can consult the people of the book, both Jews and Christians. All three books are supposed to be in complete agreement. It's interesting that many Muslims appeal to this hadith when it contradicts the Quran. That shows you how important the Muslim polemic of biblical corruption is. Muslims will contradict the Quran with this hadith to defend the Quran's incoherent claims about affirming books that it contradicts. In addition to this hadith contradicting the Quran, there's another reason that Muslims should discard it. Some scholars have plausibly suggested that the hadith comes from a later time. Gabriel Reynolds comments, "In fact, it seems possible that this hadith does not come from the time of Muhammad himself, but rather from a time when later Muslim scholars, eager to understand the biblical traditions of the Quran, had begun asking Jews and Christians about them. That this hadith originated well after the 7th century is plausible since, as we've seen, it comes from a different milieu than the Quran, and the opinion of the Jewish and Christian scriptures has changed. The Quran encourages consulting the people of the book and only has praise for the Torah and Gospel, endorsing them as enduring and reliable. The Quran asserts that it's not a revision, it's a confirmation of what came before. On the other hand, the hadith says not to ask the people of the scriptures. It wants to prevent comparing what the Quran, Torah, and Gospel actually say. And it condemns the Torah and Gospel as corrupted, with the typical vague accusations so characteristic of the early stages of this polemic. It's therefore not implausible to suggest that, as Muslims later became more aware of the problems created by the Quran's claims about the Torah and Gospel, that they sought authoritative texts as a basis for their assertions of biblical corruption, and simply fabricated those texts when none existed. Contradicting the Quran to defend the Quran is apparently not a problem. That's how important the polemic of biblical corruption is. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.